Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Focus Vandalia. My name is Rich Hopkins. I'm the communications manager for the city. And on today's program, we're going to tell you all about an exciting art-related project coming to Vandalia in September. We're also going to check in with our crime prevention officer, give you some solid tips so you can get ready for the beginning of the school year. But our first stop today is here at the former Morton Middle School site. It's a site that's been empty since 2012 when it was torn down. The news today is this site could be sold very soon and new construction could be starting before you know it. For more than 80 years, this parcel was home to the Morton Middle School. But with the construction of the new school in Stone Quarry Crossings, this has become an attractive piece of real estate for development. Assistant City Manager Greg Shackelford says the land may not be vacant much longer.
We went under contract with the property in about mid-July, and typically for that process, for the company to do the due diligence it needs to do, it's probably going to be 90 to 120 days before we would actually get the deal to closing. From what I understand, things are moving forward the way we want them to appropriately, and the developer who is buying the property is trying right now to lure in, recruit, if you will, various users for the site.
While there's still much to be done before the sale is actually closed, there's already been some thought into what exactly might occupy this lot after the sale.
I would say the most attractive part of the site is going to be the frontage along National Road. And I think that ideally there's going to be at least 2, potentially 3 medical users that would be along National Road. So very, very exciting stuff.
The developer looking to buy this land has some big plans in store.
What we have here is if you build it, they will come, as far as the philosophy that this developer takes and the approach that they take. Very reputable company, Mills Development. They're located in the Beaver Creek area. They've done a few really nice projects over there. The Pentagon Tower is where their location is. I think it may take 3 to maybe 5 years to get it all built out because there's roughly 10 acres at this site. I think the initial phase would probably end up using somewhere between maybe 2.5 to 4 acres depending. And then the other exciting thing is that we worked into the agreement that we're going to have potentially down the road at some point a bike trail that'll go around the perimeter of the park. So it's going to be that's going to be a nice feature for the citizens of Vandalia and especially those cycle enthusiasts.
The Morton site isn't the only location with activity these days, as work is ramping up to make the Northwoods Business Park a little more marketable in the future.
It's been a park that has been pretty stagnant since I've been here. I'm in my 6th year now, but I think there's going to be some project opportunities. What we're trying to create is more visibility about that park and try to find the right user. The other thing that happened, the owner decided to lower the price per acre, and I think that certainly helped as well. But we've got a meeting upcoming in October where we're going to invite in the folks from the state and the consulting firm that's trying to work through the certification process. So hopefully we make some progress there as well.
The certification process being done by the state is a fairly selective program with only a handful of locations making the final cut.
They're looking for 20 sites in the state of Ohio, all the way from the top of the state to the bottom. And I think if we can get Northwoods into that certified list, then we'll continue to get opportunities to at least make a presentation for the park.
And while Shackelford prepares for that October presentation, folks at the Vandalia Senior Center are also readying for their biggest public event of the year.
We are gearing up for our once-a-year annual bazaar, which is Saturday, October 1st. We hope everybody turns out between 9 and 2 to enjoy Trash and Treasure, the quilts, the books, the puzzles that are for sale. The floral group will have their things out, the crocheting, the baked goods, the candy, and lunch.
Coordinator Tony Williams says the bazaar is the largest fundraiser the center puts on each year, adding that the money raised is put back into the community in the form of local grants. She says there are things you can do to help the bazaar be successful.
If you'd like to get rid of some things, the last 2 weeks of September you can bring in your items for Trash and Treasure that we'll be selling in our garage sale section. We just don't take clothes or jewelry, but just about everything else we'll take. So bring those in those last 2 weeks.
The Senior Center this month has a full slate of activities, many of which are open to the public.
Christy Osting from Story Point of Troy is having a lunch and learn on Tuesday, September 13th at noon. The Attorney General's office is sending Ryan Lip back again, and he's going to talk about shopping smart and ways not to get taken. You do need to sign up for that, so if you want to come to that, call me at 898-1232, or you can email me at twilliams@vandaliaohio.org.
Also in September is a free event that could actually save you money on your car insurance.
We are also sponsoring the AARP Smart Driver course, and that is on Thursday, September 15th from 9 to 1. It's a 4-hour course. If you're 62 or older, make a phone call to your car insurance company, because I made a call to mine and they said that there's a law in Ohio where they have to take a percentage off of parts of your insurance if you have the certificate that you took this course.
From a healthier pocketbook to a healthier you, Williams says the center will play host to a flu shot clinic later this month.
They will be here on Thursday, September 15th from 11:45 to 1 to give flu shots. You'll fill out a paper at that time to run it through your insurance. If you're planning to do that, definitely call me, 898-1232, to let me know you're coming.
And while you're making reservations, be sure to get in on the center's next catered meal night, which will have an Oktoberfest theme.
And that is on Friday, September 16th at 6 o'clock. That'll be, many items in that dinner will be Oktoberfest related, like sauerkraut and pork loin and German chocolate cake and apple cake. The tickets are $12. They went on sale on Monday, yesterday. There will be an Oompa German polka band for entertainment. Now, the last time we had a catered dinner, those tickets sold out before the deadline. The deadline is September 9th. So I would suggest you come in before that date because we're only selling 94 tickets.
One last note from the Senior Center, an opportunity to help others while gaining valuable knowledge and experience as a tax preparer.
Bill Lindsay, who's been in charge of the AARP tax preparation, he is the local coordinator. He needs more people. And so he's hoping some of you that are into working with figures would be interested in getting trained and then helping with the free tax preparation that is in February, March, and April. If you're interested, call Bill at 572-5556.
While tax season may be a few months away, we are smack dab in the middle of the back-to-school season, as buses started rolling through Vandalia in mid-August to pick up school kids getting back into that daily grind. Vandalia Crime Prevention Officer Doug Nagel says now is the time to adjust your driving habits to accommodate the busier streets and sidewalks.
First is to give yourself extra time as you travel. Realize there is going to be more congestion in the school areas just because of drop-off, buses, kids walking and riding their bikes. So it's vastly important to take your time and allow some extra travel time, as well as being aware and not being in a rush. Looking at all the intersections, the stop signs, the crosswalks to make sure, because you do have children that will come out, not paying that close attention to traffic. So it's important to us as motorists we be aware of that.
Another point to ponder, with the new school year comes an increase in monitoring speed in the city's school zones. Nagel says there's a good rule of thumb to consider.
Obviously, remember, whenever children are present, the school zone has its speed limits come into effect, which are 20 miles an hour. And there's no exact specific time, seeing how school times change consistently. So the good rule of thumb is, in the rule for our ordinance, is whenever children are present, the school zone is in effect.
Our next stop today is at the Vandalia Recreation Center, where plans are in full swing for both the fall and winter sports seasons. Recreation Supervisor Alicia McCracken says with football season upon us, kids might want to think about being part of a free football competition.
Our annual punt, pass, and kick competition, we will hold it this year again at the Butler High School football stadium behind the visitors' bleachers on Thursday, September 15th, which is a big game against Northmont. So come on out from 5 to 7, free competition, boys and girls ages 6 to 15. Come out, do a punt, a pass, and a kick, and see if you can advance on to the Bengals game.
And even before the first snap of the football season, McCracken is already looking ahead to the season after that.
Youth basketball is going to begin rocking and rolling, believe it or not. Registration begins here soon, and we will begin practices in late October, games in December. We offer leagues all the way from kindergarten up to 12th grade. So we have lots of variety. You may register online, and if you do so by October 7th, you can save $10. We join in the 2nd through 6th grade with our neighbor, the Northmont Future Bolts Rec program, and have a great partnership with them. So basketball season is right around the corner.
For parents who want their kids to get ahead in the pool, you might want to consider getting them signed up for swim lessons, which begin a new session this month.
The Tuesday-Thursday sessions start on September 13th, and then the Saturday morning session starts September 17th. And they'll run, of course, Saturdays, there's 8 classes, so it'll be November or so before the next session. But the Tuesday-Thursday classes, they'll also run 8 classes, so they'll be over and done with in around October 11th, I think, is the next session of lessons.
Aquatic Supervisor Steve Trick says if you'd like to sign your kids up for swim lessons, the easiest way to get started is online.
You look at the website, look for when the classes start, and look for the level you're interested in. Your child can do the skills. You can sign up online, you can come in person, whatever's your pleasure.
One more note on the Recreation Center, a free event that will put your child behind the wheel of some pretty impressive vehicles at the 2016 Touch a Truck.
It'll be September 17th from 9:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. It'll be at the sports complex. We'll have face painting, balloon animals, care flight, FedEx will be there, RTA, all kinds of fun events going on.
There's no sign-up needed to participate, and there's no fee involved.
It's all free. It'll be held rain or shine. Come whenever you want. You can explore all the vehicles that we have, get your face painted, and do some balloon animals.
Our last stop today is at the Vandalia Art Park, which is the site for a unique public art event taking place the first half of September. It's called Heavy Metal Remix. It's an event that will have local metal sculptor Doug Benedict holding a symposium while creating a sculpture. The event culminates with a day of art in the park.
It's part of our 2016 community art project, which is Heavy Metal Remix, which starts on September 7th, runs through the 18th. But on the 17th, while we're getting ready to close up, the artist should be almost through with his sculpture. We're having events from 1 till 6 o'clock. We have Cricket Bows, a local band, from 3 to 6. It's all free to the public. We have about 7 or 8 different art activities for the whole family. And we have an open mic from 1 to 3. So we're lining up local people to sing and play their instruments during that time period.
In the days leading up to the September 7th kickoff, City Council member Candace Farst has been accepting donations from citizens interested in providing the material for that metal sculpture.
It's been pretty exciting so far. We've gotten quite a few donations. The biggest one so far is a cultivator from Mike and Susie Tyne. So I think when Doug Benedict, who's the artist that's going to do it, saw that, he thought that's going to be the basis of his sculpture. So what he will do, he will work here at the park every day, Wednesday through Sunday for 2 weeks, starting at noon to 6 o'clock. People can come out here and watch him. We've got volunteers lined up to work as docents, and we have volunteers lining up to help him do prep work on the pieces. But he'll create the idea of the sculpture ahead of time with the pieces that we have been given, and then he'll be working on putting it together here during that 10-day period.
Farst says the finished piece will end up a permanent display at the art park, something to be viewed and enjoyed for generations to come.
It has worked out very nicely. Last year, 2015-16, we leased 7 pieces. This year we leased 8 and purchased 1. So that right now there's 10 pieces on site, plus a new series of photographs done by a local artist. This will be a permanent piece here. It'll sit up front till probably next spring, and then we'll move it to a permanent location. So we'll own this piece permanently. The other will change on an annual basis.
The Heavy Metal Remix is being presented by the City of Vandalia's Public Art in Vandalia Committee and also the Cultural Arts Committee. Now, a number of goals are being accomplished with this, one being exposing the Vandalia community to the creation of some lasting and permanent art that'll be placed right here in the art park. The other part of that is that folks who come out to watch this creation be created are going to get a chance to look around and see a beautiful amenity, this Vandalia Art Park, up close and personal. That's going to do it for this edition of Focus Vandalia. I'm Rich Hopkins. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.